welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in at everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, people, what is going on with this franchise? It's like every week there is somebody else getting arrested. It's no longer, to me, Love and Marriage Huntsville. It is Love and Mugshots Huntsville, because we're going for real. Let's talk about it, people. Well, guys, people, let's talk about Love and Marriage / Mugshot Huntsville, okay? Love and Mugshot Huntsville, because what's really going on? So the most recent news is that Maurice has been arrested. He was arrested under DUI charges, and his bail was set at $5,000. Now, this was over the weekend, and I'm like, we saw him. If anybody follows them online, and if you follow Funky Geneva, then you know that Funky Geneva had some sort of brunch down in Huntsville at Black, and he put that on, and a lot of the Huntsville cast were there. Looked like they were having a very good time. So I don't know if that was over the entire weekend, or whether he left there and got pulled over, or whether he went there after. Now, at the party, I saw that Funky Geneva posted a clip of him, shouting out, "Free Maurice, free Maurice." But Maurice was there, and he came on and said something about, just waiting for the due process, wait for the due process. So I thought, well, yes, that makes sense. But at the same time, you are a lawyer, so you're also human. We know that. But you should definitely know better than to be out here drinking and getting pulled over. But before I cast any judgment, we'll wait and hear what happens. But at the same time, I'm kind of side-eyeing him, because I'm like, you are a lawyer, sir. And had this been anybody else from the cast, or your brother or anybody else, I'm sure you'd have a lot to say. So we shall see what happens with that. Oh, and I thought that the special guest at this party was, of course, none other than Tisha's mum, okay? Miss Wonder was in the house with her Mary J. Blige boots on, getting down and cracking people up by the looks of it. But anyway, back to Maurice. Now we'll hit all the newspapers. So I first saw it on the Urban Bell, and then I've seen it now on the Daily Fail, and all the other sites have picked up about the fact that he got arrested. So we know that obviously he made bail eventually. At the time when they were reporting, they were saying he hadn't been released yet. So I think he spent the night in the cell. But yeah, he was obviously released after that. And I really wonder what Kimmy had to say about all of this, because I'm sure she was not impressed to see that her husband was all over the papers for DUI, and he's a lawyer and he should know better. So yeah. But I'm like, what's really going on with this show? Because how many arrests has happened? I mean, first we've had Kiki and her being on Crime Stoppers, or whatever it is, Crime Stoppers in America, right? Then you've got Martell and his foolishness. So we know that he got arrested last year, and then he got convicted this year, and he's appealing that decision. Of course, Martell stays in his, Delulu world. Then you've got Destiny, who's been arrested, and then she got arrested again. And I believe that's all to do with her ex-husband, which we're not hearing about currently, which I want to hear more about, because what the backside is really going on over there. All this other stuff you lot are dancing around, I don't want to know. I want to know what's really happening, what is really going on. What's going on with this identity situation? What's going on with the fraud? Like, what really is going on? I'm like, you guys are racking up charges over here, arrest and arrest and arrests. So yeah, Love and Mugshots is what it is given at the moment. So yeah, that's, like I said, that's Kiki, that's Martell, that's Destiny, and now Maurice. That's 4 cast members of the show. Don't you think that's quite a lot of people? Like, what is really going on over there? I just find it, I can't help but giggle, because it's just like, really? Like, what's happening? And Maurice is a lawyer, so clearly he knows better. Like, really, what is happening? And what makes it even worse is that this makes it the 3rd arrest of the year. And it's only flipping May. So, yeah, I don't know what the rest of the year is going to hold for this cast, but my gosh, I suppose the ratios are quite equal. You've got 2 men and 2 women. So I don't know if someone's going to come and throw off these even numbers or what, but it's not a good look. But anyway, so that's that on that, right? But on the actual show, I felt like this week, it was all right. It was okay. Some of the key bits that I thought stood out were like this whole conversation with Martell and Nell. Of course, he's sitting there making a whole heap of excuses for himself, chatting about Mel's bullying him and trying to show messages minus the image of the pornography that he threatened to release, of course. Like, he ain't fooling nobody. Like, it's ridiculous. I thought it was funny because Nell's trying to speak sense into him, trying to say, well, you've got to think about the kids. Martell's too busy telling her that she was a side chick and all this kind of crap. I'm just like, wow. Wasn't Nell just trying to defend you to Mel? And now you're in her face calling her a side chick. It's like, this guy, He's a mess. He is a mess. And I just feel like he just gets worse and worse and worse. Who is advising him? I can't even say advising him because he doesn't take no advice, does he? Because, I mean, look, last week we saw Marceau and Maurice try to chat sense into the man's big head and he don't take no talking. Anyway, I just thought it was funny when he's in the confessional throwing shade about he don't care about no 6-year-old party. The man is very sassy and shady at times. My God. Anyway, now when Maurice and Marceau and Moses link up for little Mandem link up, I thought it was interesting that, you know, the Scott brothers are basically trying to talk some sense into Moses, because Moses to me just sounded very dumb. First just chatting about you don't owe nothing to Destiny. Well, the fact that you're on the show is thanks to her, so we wouldn't know who you were if it went for Destiny, so fix up, please. But he just doesn't sound very bright, the way he's talking. The way Marceau is trying to, like, drop gems on him, like, because obviously Marceau knows, because he and Tisha have been through a lot of social media hate. So he's trying to let him know, look, you're coming a bit hot still, do you know what I mean? Like, you need to think about trying to clear things up with Destiny and, you know, just trying to sort things out, trying to give him some good advice. I must say he was actually trying to give him good advice, but the man's head is tough like a brick, it seemed like, because he didn't want to hear much of what they had to say. He seemed chatting about he's not bothered and he can handle it. And then we also heard from Marceau chat about how he nearly lost his marriage. So I'm like, really now? Was this Tisha ready to go or was this you ready to go? Anyway, I don't feel like Moses really took it on properly. I just felt like he was in Mr. Ego defensive mode. Like, yeah, I got this. I'm like, you should listen to these people because these people have been through it already. Now, the newbies, we got to see them talking a little bit, and we get to see that Trisha was talking about the fact that she is still married. And Ken, when she met Ken, he was living with somebody else. So I'm like, you lot started off with mix-up. It's sounding very messy over there. So you're still married. You're hitched up together. You two met. You know, you didn't tell him straight away that you was married still or separated. You told him 4 months into it or whatever, and then he's telling you that he's living with someone so he completely understands. I'm like, Lord, this is a very interesting couple. So we shall see. I still feel like they're keeping their cards to their chest, but they're starting to open up a little bit. Her losing quite a lot of her family, that was really sad to hear. It sounds like it's definitely impacted her. So I thought that was interesting when we saw her speaking to Stormy, and Stormy was talking about how, yeah, when she first met with Courtney and she was really wilding out, chatting about how she would threaten to stab the wall and all this kind of foolishness. Whereas he would look at it like, yeah, whatever, have you finished yet, kind of thing. So that made her love Courtney even more. But I'm like, you both sound very toxic over there, just so you know. Yeah, like, please, can everybody please raise the vibrations at little peace, because what's going on here? Stabbing walls. But anyway, we hear from Trisha that she is not really thinking about wedding bells as much because she's got a hurdle to get over, which is the fact that she's still married. So, you know, we'll see. Like I said, it's given very much messy. It's also given, like, what's happening between her and Martel. It seems like them two had some sort of linkage going on based on the preview we're seeing for next week. There's still me acting like she don't know what's going on. But I don't know if I believe that part. Now, the only good thing I will say about Martel this week is that his investment property looks good. It's good to see that he's back to work and that he is no longer in Chris's property, refusing to come out. So very happy to see that, you know, the property looks good. And that's as far as it goes. Because when him and Chris Fletcher link up and Chris is trying to chat sense to the man and asking Martel to apologise to his wife for calling her a side chick, my man is trying to double down with his feisty self and then trying to chat rubbish to Chris about, oh, well, you know, Mel is just trying to get me arrested just on some stupid text messages. So Chris is not stupid. He's trying to probe and say, well, you know, the police ain't going to arrest you just over no text messages. There's got to be more to it. That no one's dumb out here. And what makes it worse, with him lying like this, obviously now we really know that he's been convicted. But even at the time where obviously this was filmed beforehand, it's like, what is wrong with you? Do you not realise what you did? You're going to be on TV just lying out here, chatting about you didn't send anything and you didn't do anything and it's all rubbish. It's just like, this man is so delusional. But Chris was really trying to hold his feet to the fire. But where was this man wiggling and wiggling and wiggling? Like, it's just ridiculous. The man's definitely childish, chatting about he's being bullied. Like I say, I'm fed up with Martel and his immature behaviour. It's just like, grow up. Grow the hell up, man. Fix up on a backside. Anyway, the ending now I thought was interesting. We see Destiny meet with Moses. You know, she basically just let him have it, basically. She's saying she broke up with him in August. So how is it that you've managed to get a new girlfriend by August? And he's trying to say it was April. But she's like, well, hold on, you sent me money in August. I'm like, Destiny, there seems to be a theme of people sending you money because this one chatting about she sent you money Liberica is obviously taking you to the courts because of fraud and all types of stuff. Like, what is really going on with you, honey? Anyway, I just thought, well done for her for having him up, because she made him look dumb and she caught him out in his lies. Because clearly, if you're texting a woman chatting about you still love her, you're sending her money all the way in August, but yet you're supposed to be starting this new relationship, it doesn't sound right, does it? It sounds very messy, and you should have come better. Own your shit, kept it moving. So I like that she blasted him anyway. But Moses to me is definitely giving not very bright. Also, I kind of agree with Dr. Heavenly. If you watch her on Carlos and their Messy Mondays, I caught up with it today. They were cracking me up because, well, Dr. Heavenly was cracking me up because she's like, yeah, I think he might just be opportunist. I'm like, it could be, because Destiny was definitely borrowing money because she's obviously got some financial problems going on, because Sunny also mentioned that she lent her money as well. We know that she said herself that he sent her money. So I'm like, what is really going on with Destiny? Because she's really out here trying to borrow money. But like I always say, I just want to hear more about the whole Liberic situation, because I don't understand how your husband can leave you 3 weeks after you give birth to your child, and he left you with the quickness. And since then, it seems like the man just don't check for you. He doesn't like you. Like it's the mother of your child. You might try and keep it peaceful so that you can see your child. He's giving all out war vibes. Like, the man's like, yeah, identity theft. You're going down for fraud. I'm like, Lord God, that man don't like you at all. I'm just like, what is really going on with this? I feel like we need to get into that, because there's definitely more to this story. Anyway, of course, I also went to check out Marceau's interview with Dustin. I think it was interesting. He spoke about the Kiki situation and kind of being done with her. The fact that she turned on Tisha, and for what, essentially, because now, look, her and Mel are mashed up and she's basically got used for her purposes, of how he kind of put it. He also mentioned that he's losing respect for Martell because of the way he's moving. And I thought, yes, someone's got to say it, because the man's moving like a pure waste man out here. So I was glad that Marceau said that. I thought it was funny, though, because he kept throwing out that there's a place for people who act the way he acts and does the things that he does. So, i.e. prison, yeah? That made me laugh. Basically, I thought it was interesting the way Marceau was talking about, not trying to rise to the trolls, or not trying to rise to everything that kind of, can throw you off, because you've got to be able to rise above it. And he's chatting about he ain't bending his back, lowering himself to be attacking people. Of course, he then went on a bit of a tirade about the millimeters, because we know he couldn't stand Mel's fandom. And I think that's really bad that he kind of sweeps them all in one. I don't think everyone, they might have some people who may be fans of Mel who don't like him, but I don't feel like he should just wrap them all into one. But of course, this is Marceau, so, this is no surprise. So he decided to call them the deplorables, okay? And says that Mel sets them on people and acting like, she can set them off, and there's some dogs that she can just let off the leash. I don't understand all that. I just think he's just doing the most there. But him throwing shade at the millimeters, sometimes I feel like he's a little bit jealous of Mel, because she has got that following and they do support her. Because why was he throwing shade about, buy her T-shirts, remortgage your house, buy 50,000 of her T-shirts, do what you got to do. It's just like, you're doing a bit much, sir. You're being very sassy with this. Like, she's got her fandom. That's great. Be happy for her. I'm sure there's people out there who like you too. So, and clearly, Black is still thriving. You had your Funky Diva party there, like it was pretty nice and stuff. So, just do you. Don't need to be throwing shade at them. I just feel like the more he throws shade, the more that people are going to come at him, because, like, hold on a minute. Who are you talking to, bruv? But he was definitely poking at Martell and his actions and saying it should be about the kids, and basically, essentially he's acting like a big fool, which I would agree. Anyway, what did you guys think of this week's episode? Of course, I had to check out social media and see what they had to say. So here are some of the tweets that definitely had me cracking up or nodding along. So, okay, people, you've heard what social media had to say. Now, what do you have to say about the show? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.